When you bring a durian into your car, the smell isn't just floating in the air. So to catch a seller lying to you, look at these three things. This is one of my favorite pieces of folklore, Durian ada mata.
The guide to all the facts, no cap, just science, relax.
Welcome back to Science Orang Biasa, the podcast where we take complex clinical studies, strip away the confusing medical jargons, and break them down so they actually make sense for our everyday lives. Normally, we spend our time deep in the weeds of medical device distribution, analyzing cardiovascular risk data or looking at how new diagnostic tools are rolling out in local hospitals. But today, it is peak durian season here in Malaysia. So whether you are sitting on a red plastic chair at a stall in SS2 in Petaling Jaya or buying a few new boxes off the back of a lorry in Melaka, the king of fruits is everywhere. And with it comes an endless amount of Malaysian folklore. We have all heard the warnings, the tricks, and the old wife tales. And today, we are putting all of those legends under a clinical microscope. To answer the first part, yes, they are healthy, but they are a massive double-edged sword depending on your metabolic health. And on the positive side, durians are incredibly nutrient dense. They are packed with potassium, dietary fiber, vitamin C and B complex vitamins. And we have to kill one persistent myth right now, that durians contain zero cholesterol. Cholesterol is an animal byproduct and you will never find it in a fruit. However, they are incredibly calorie and carbohydrate dense. So if you're managing diabetes, eating a few seeds will cause an immediate sharp spike in your blood glucose. So in 2024, researchers Chang Mingling, Zinyan B, and Professor Christiane Jayakumar Henry published a clinical trial in the Journal of American Nutrition Association. They compared the metabolic responses of eating durian versus eating bananas, and they found that durian induces a significantly higher and longer lasting thermic effect of food, TEF. So digesting the dense complex carbohydrates and heavy fats in a durian requires your body to work in absolute overdrive, literally raising your basal metabolic heat. So on top of that, durian contains highly volatile sulfur compounds that activate specific biological receptors in your body known as the TRPA1 and the TRPV1. So these are the exact same receptors triggered when you eat spicy chili peppers. So you are not imagining this heatiness. The fruit is physically creating a warming sensation from the inside out. Well, the short answer is no. It is not a magical poison that will instantly strike you down, but the warning exists for a very scientific, accurate reason. And mixing the two is a terrible and potentially dangerous idea. So when you drink whiskey, your body flags the alcohol as a toxin. Your liver uses an enzyme called the alcohol dehydrogenase, the ADH, to convert the alcohol into a highly toxic compound called acetaldehyde. This chemical is what causes hangovers and nausea. So your body immediately rushes to step 2, deploying a second enzyme called the aldehyde dehydrogenase to break that toxic acetaldehyde down into harmless water and carbon dioxide. But here is where the durian hijacks the system. In 2009, researchers John S. Maninang and Ma Concepcion C. Lizada and Hiroshi Gema published a landmark study in the journal Food Chemistry. They found that the specific sulfur compound in durian called the diethyl disulfide actively binds to and paralyzes your ALDH enzyme, so suppressing its activity by up to 70%. So because of this step 2 of your liver's process is blocked, the toxic acetaldehyde rapidly accumulates in your bloodstream. So you enter a state of acute acetaldehyde toxicity, resulting in extreme facial flushing, violent nausea, and severe tachycardia, which is a rapid pounding heart rate. So if you are a healthy adult, you will just have the worst hangover of your life. But if we look at vulnerable populations like an uncle who frequents his local clinic kesihatan for severe hypertension or cardiovascular disease, that sudden violent spike in heart rate and vascular stress could absolutely trigger a severe cardiac event. So keep the whiskey in the cabinet when you're eating durian. Okay, this is no accident that the smell survives air conditioning and professional car washes. It is a perfect storm of genetics and physics. So in 2017, a team of geneticists led by Tay Bin Tian mapped the entire durian genome, a massive study published in Nature Genetics. They found that the fruit contains roughly 46,000 genes, which is double that of a human. More importantly, it has a turbocharged set of genes called the methionine gamma lyases. And as the fruit ripens, these genes pump out a cocktail of over 40 different volatile organic compounds, which we call VOCs. The heavy hitters are the volatile sulfur compounds, VSCs, like ether-nethiol. When you bring a durian into your car, the smell isn't just floating in the air. These specific sulfur molecules are lipophilic, meaning that they are fat soluble. They physically embed themselves into the porous materials of your car fabric seat, your carpet, and the headliner. So once the durian is gone, those embedded molecules slowly release back in the enclosed air for over weeks. And this is a process called off-gassing. And because human noses evolved to detect sulfur as a survival mechanism, you can smell these compounds in concentration as low as a few parts per billion. So that is why everyone uses porous materials like coffee grounds or pandan leaves to try and trap those off-gassing molecules. It's entirely true, and it's rooted purely in botany. In the durian world, the term lao su or old tree commands a premium for three distinct physiological reasons. First, deep root extraction. Young trees have shallow roots, right? But a 30-year-old durian tree has a massive taproot system reaching deep into the bedrock. This allows the tree to absorb a more complex spectrum of deep earth trace minerals, which creates those highly prized, pungent, bitter flavors. So, second is the resource concentration. An older tree naturally slows down, yielding significantly fewer fruits than a young tree. So it concentrates all of its metabolic energy, all of those sugar and fats, into a smaller number of durians, creating a much denser flavor. Third is moisture regulation. Because all old trees draw water from deep underground, they are resilient to sudden rainstorms right before the harvest. Young trees suck up the surface rainwater, resulting in watery blend flesh. So to catch a seller lying to you, look at these three things. Number one, the stem. An old tree durian will have a thinner, woody, shriveled, and darker stem. If the stem is thick, plump, and bright green like celery, it is a young tree. Okay? Number two, the flesh. Old tree flesh is deeply wrinkled like deflated skin, and it feels sticky. Young tree flesh is smooth, taut, and actually watery. Right? Third, it is the seed. Because the old tree pushes all its energy into the flesh, the seed usually aborts its development. So if you open a premium Musang King and find a massive, perfectly round seed, you are likely eating a young tree fruit. And real old trees have flat, shrunken seeds called chohe. This is one of my favorite pieces of folklore. Durian ada mata. Durians have eyes, isn't it? A lot of people talk about this. And it is a great story, but gravity doesn't have eyes. People have been hit by falling durians, though it is exceedingly rare. And the reason it's almost never happened comes down to a biological clock and modern farming. Durians have a natural detachment process. The abscission zone, the layer of cells connecting the stem to the tree branch, breaks down based on a specific trigger, which is a sudden drop in temperature combined with an increase in humidity. So in Malaysia, that specific environmental shift happens normally in the middle of the night. So because of this, vast majority of durians fall between midnight and 6 a.m. So historically, farmers simply weren't just walking under the trees in pitch black, so which led to the myth that the fruit was watching out for them during the day. Evolutionary, this nighttime drop also ensures that the fruit hits the ground exactly when nocturnal seed dispersers like wild civet cats or musangs are out foraging. So today, Farmers don't trust the fruit's eyes. To protect both the workers and the expensive fruits from smashing on the ground, commercial orchards string massive nylon safety nets or pukat between the trees. So for the most premium varieties, workers actually climb up and tie raffia strings around the stem of each fruit to the branch. When it detaches, it just dangles safely until they collect it. So the science takes the magic out of it, but it just shows how incredible this fruit really is. So this is all the time we have for today. Enjoy the durian season safely, and we will catch you on the next episode of Science Orang Biasa.
Ini dia podcast Science Orang Biasa. Science Orang Biasa.